This is The Good Pod Guide, a podcast where I, Lauren Windle, journalist and podcast mega fan, introduce you to new podcasts you won't want to miss, as well as reminding you about some big name fan favourites. This is Murder Mile UK True Crime, and it is quite obviously a true crime podcast. It details some of London's most grim murder cases, and he covers the sort of 300 plus mysterious deaths that have taken place in the square mile of Soho. I wonder if he knows about the noses. I've got to warn you on this one, he does not shy away from giving you at times like really disturbing details of crime scenes and victims. It's the sort of content that like plays on your mind for quite a while afterwards, I've got to say. Even though you know what you're getting yourself in for, I don't feel like I really knew what I was getting myself in for. Like, he does not hold back. There was a fascinating case that he covered from 1945, which was Jacques Aiden Tratstart, who killed his mild-mannered father, his epileptic sister, his disabled brother, and himself at, now get this for a crime scene, a Lions Corner House tea room. Does anyone remember those? No, me neither. I'm way too young. But I do know that they existed, and I think that we should bring them back. I love the idea of a tea room, particularly like I've been to Betty's up north, which quite frankly is a reason to move to Yorkshire. So I think we need some more. Other murders included, I'm just rattling on about tea rooms because I don't want to have to talk about these murders. Some of them are absolutely brutal. He also covered more recent murders, which I have to say, like, felt more uncomfortable because it's more real. It happened, within my lifetime. So he covered, for example, English teacher Sebastiano, Italian tour guide and English teacher Sebastiano Magnanini. And I really hope that I pronounced that correct, but I think we can all safely put money on the fact that I haven't. He was last seen alive walking by King's Cross Station, and this is 2015. 2 days later, his decomposing body was found dead in Regent's Canal, having been tied to a shopping trolley. And I don't even remember this happening at the time. I don't know where I was, why I wasn't listening to the news. But as part of the research for it, and this is quite thorough and quite interesting, they even went as far as to test how a trolley could be wheeled into the canal themselves, with a trolley weighted down with the weight of the victim, which is interesting content, but, grim, isn't it? There are 160 or so episodes to sink your teeth into. They start at about half an hour, but we've got the CSPP here, the Classic Successful Podcast pattern, where they've gone from half an hour up to an hour as he's kind of increased in popularity. There's plenty of additional material online. If you want to see the research and the maps and the news articles associated with the crimes, then get on their website and take a look, because they've got loads up there. This was Crime Read's Essential Crime podcast, of 2018. And it is in the Telegraph's top 5 true crime podcasts. Look, I can see why. I would say it ranks really quite highly in the true crime podcasts that we've listened to. I'd say it's close to one of my favorites, which does say a lot because there are so many and they're so repetitive. But this, it feels a bit new. It's kind of a throwback to one of the first ones we covered, The Dark Histories, because it's atmospheric and suspense-filled, and it's just this guy telling this story and all of that kind of thing. But if you're looking for a true crime podcast, I think this could be it for you. In the next episode, I explain why it's probably time for me to stop engaging with horrific crime podcasts while reviewing serial killers. We've put all the information you need to know about the show on our website, www.goodpodguide.com, so check that out. You can also follow us at Good Pod Guide on Instagram and Twitter.